Hey guys, teamhestkuk here. Ryan just got back from his Saturday thing. What was it?
It was the VIP tournament for San Jose.
San Jose.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, I took first. Won this weird looking mat.
With this guy's bulge.
Yep, with this guy's bulge.
And this guy's chub.
Yeah. But anyway, I haven't uploaded any deck profiles recently. It's because I was kind of in a dry spell, Yu-Gi-Oh wise. I was just playing Yosenju's, and I didn't feel like putting a deck profile up for Yosenju's because it's Yosenju's. And I played Heroes, and Heroes aren't very good. But when the structure deck came out, I bought it, and I've been playing it since it came out, and it's been really good for me. I
It's
really
changed
like it.
his life apparently.
Oh yeah, it's like the second coming.
Get on with the profile.
Anyway, it spams out Quasar. I usually trish people once a game. It's amazing. It's fragile, but it's so fast that I can usually take off in a turn or two. And it's not even that inconsistent because of all the search cards. So very rarely do I brick. So usually out of like a 5 round tournament, I only brick one game out of all 5 rounds. So let's start off with the tuners. So I play one glow up bulb, which is pretty much, it should be obvious. Glow up bulb is amazing in this deck. 3 jet synchrons, the best level 1 tuner of the deck. It came out of the new structure deck. It's pretty much replaced Unknown Synchron. It's a must-have at 3 for this deck. Then 3 Junk Synchron. Your explosive play is going to be Junk Synchron with a level 1 tuner and a Doppel Warrior. So that can pretty much help you make Quasar, because if that doesn't get stopped, you usually draw 4 or 5 cards off of that combo. Then 3 quick draw synchrons. I noticed some people play 2. I prefer 3. I prefer to see it as often as possible. And I really like comboing off with a level leader with it. And if you get level leader with the combo I mentioned before, that's also pretty much a shooting Quasar. So that's the tuner portion of the deck. Now we're going to go to the non-tuner portion. So 3 level leaders is an absolute must. I don't think you can get away with 2. 3 is absolutely necessary. I've had games where it was just slow because I didn't get to my level leader, or I couldn't get level leader in the graveyard. So 3 is absolutely necessary. Then 3 Doppel Warrior is also absolutely necessary. It helps for those big explosive synchro plays. 2 Maxis. It's a really good hand trap again now. With everyone special summoning at locals, it's rarely ever dead, and it's a good way to just put a level 2 in the graveyard for junk synchron. Then I play 1 Synchron Explorer. I like this card. It's because it's one of the bad ways to make Quasar, but if you open up with a funny hand, you can still make Quasar with this level leader and quick draw synchron. Then I play 1 Spell Striker. I like Spell Strikers because if I don't draw into level leader and a quick draw during my Junk Synchron and Doppel Warrior play, I can just search this with Rhoda or draw into it, and I can still make Quasar. So I think he's a staple at 1 for Synchron decks. And then 2 Mathematicians. I would play a 3rd, but I don't have any room for it, and it's kind of unnecessary. It's really good, like if you have a slow hand, or because he'll fix your hands, or he'll fix a slow hand by just putting whatever you want in the graveyard. But I hate the fact that I have to use my normal summon for him, so I like him at 2. It's also really cool that when he's destroyed by battle, you draw a card, so that helps you dig deeper into your deck. But I think Mathematician at 2 and 3 level leader is the way to go. Then I play 1 BLS. I haven't had an opportunity where BLS was dead. Usually I draw into him when I combo off with Junk Synchron and Doppel Warrior. So I usually just draw 4 cards. He's one of the cards I draw. So he's a great top deck. He's a great way to make it game whenever you're doing your big synchro plays. So that's it for the non-tuner portion of the deck. So we're going to go to the spell part. So I play 1 Book of Moon, 1 Foolish Burial, 1 Raigeki, 1 Soul Charge, and 1 for 1. These are all limited staples for the Synchron deck. Pretty much self-explanatory. And then we play 3 tuning, which is absolutely necessary. It helps with consistency of pulling off your combos turn 1 or turn 2. So it's really important. As well as 3 reinforcement of the army as well. And then 3 MST is because at my locals, people still play like, traps. Because if I get trapped under a vanities, that fucking sucks. If they book a moon my hyper librarian, that sucks as well. So I think 3 MSTs is a must. And even if you're not gonna even if they don't have any back row, you can still pitch them for Jet Synchron's resummon ability from the graveyard. So you can still use them just to pay costs for certain monsters in your deck. And then to the trap portion, 2 breakthrough skills, which is absolutely necessary because on my locals there's 2 Shadal players, 1 Necroz player, and it's just a great way to turn off Winda and Unicore. So I can take off or I get my extra deck effects. So I really like breakthrough skill, and I'm trying 1 Ring of Destruction. It's a good card locally. I might cut it for a 3rd breakthrough skill because breakthrough skill is really important. But so far, I like the 1 Ring of Destruction. So that's it for the main deck. It's 40 cards. So now we're going to go to my extra deck. Here are my Doppelwarrior tokens. Becky made these. There's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle tokens.
I think they know that.
Yeah.
If they don't, they should. Go Google that.
Yeah, we make them out of foil Yu-Gi-Oh cards. They're really cool. But let's go with, I play 2 Formula Synchron. The extra deck space is extremely tight, so it kind of just, it's kind of like it kind of depends on what you want to do with the deck. But 2 Formula Synchrons is a staple. 1 Mistbird Colossalus is a staple. I rarely ever use this effect, but his effect is pretty cool because once per turn you can target a face-up monster your opponent controls and make its attack 0 until the end phase. And if you do that, its effects are negated. But he's really cool. And then I play 1 Old Entity Hastor. Is that how you say his name? Anyway, this guy's really good. Whenever he leaves the monster zone, he equips to a monster on your opponent's side of the field, and that monster can attack and its effects are negated. And if he's destroyed while in the equipped zone, I get to take control of the monster that he was equipped to permanently. So I really like him. And plus he's a level 4, he's a 23 beat stick, so he comes in handy a lot. And then onto the level 5 portion of my Synchrons. Excel Synchron is extremely important. He pretty much makes, he's a 1-card Trishula.
Oh, it's UC's bike.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a fat-looking Optimus Prime.
But he is extremely important to the deck. He's a great level 5. You can foolish one Synchron monster from your deck to the graveyard to either decrease or increase his level. So he can pretty much make whatever you want. You can use him to make a Quasar, to make Trishula, or almost anything you need in your extra deck. And then 1 Jet Warrior. Jet Warrior is pretty much a staple for this deck as well. 1 Armades. I didn't have him here originally. I had Scrap Dragon in his place before, but there were a lot of times I couldn't make Quasar because the only level 5 Synchro I could go into would be another tuner. So I couldn't make Quasar with that, so I needed another level 5 great Synchro that's not a tuner. So Armades is the guy. He whenever he declares an attack or is attacked, your opponent cannot activate any cards or effects until the end of the damage step. So he's really good. And then 1 TG Hyper Librarian, pretty much self-explanatory. I only play 1 level 6, which is Drill Warrior, and he's also a staple because you can just make him with a Quick Draw and a Level Eater if you haven't Level Eated Quick Draw Synchron. So he's got a cool effect where you can discard a card to banish him, and then during your next standby phase, he special summons back to your side of the field, and if he does that, you get to add 1 monster card in your graveyard back to your hand. So he's a great way, to make Quasar, or just to replenish your hands with good monsters like Junk Synchron, or recycle your BLS. Then I play 1 Black Rose Dragon. I absolutely love it. I really like against lower tier decks. I really like making TG Hyper Librarian and a Formula Synchron, draw 2 cards, and then end my turn. And then during my opponent's turn, when they try to do something, I Black Rose their field. So they lose that turn, they lose all their advantage. And the next turn I can just keep doing more stuff. But Black Rose Dragon is a staple. And then one Road Warrior, he's a staple. He's a Quasar enabler. So he's very important. And then one Trishula. Trishula is absolutely amazing in this deck. I make him...
And it's a DT.
Yep, and it's a DT. My redemption right here. If you're familiar with this channel, you'll understand what this dual terminal Trishula means to me. Oh yeah.
Just go on with the
it's
deck
like a
profile.
member of my family.
Just go on. Quit rubbing him.
But anyway, I make this guy almost as much as I make Quasar. He's fantastic. He's a game ender. And sometimes, if my hand's good enough, I can make Quasar and Trishula in the same turn. And my opponent's just like, what the fuck do I do? I lost 3 cards, and I have a 4,000 beater that can attack twice, but Trishula is absolutely amazing. Stardust Warrior is one of the new synchros released in the structure deck. He's good. I really wish his negation effect stopped card effects that special summon, but he can only stop inherent special summons. And that's still pretty good, but he's also a good card. I make him, and whenever he leaves the field, I get to special summon 1 level 8 or lower warrior type monster from my extra deck to the field, so he can pretty much get me Road Warrior, Drill Warrior, or Jet Warrior from the extra deck, and it's treated as a synchro summon.
I'm surprised you don't play... What's the one that gets the attack? It'll come to me.
Okay, well, if you think you mentioned it. And then I play 1 Shooting Star Dragon. I never summoned this guy through a normal synchro summon. I only have him in the extra deck because of Quasar. Because when Quasar leaves the field, I get a free Shooting Star Dragon to the field. And I make this card so much. This is probably one of my new favorite decks just because of how fast and how often it makes Shooting Quasar Dragon. Because if your opponent doesn't have an answer or they don't max C you, but even then, if they max C you, you can still game them, because if they don't have any battle stoppers, you can just attack twice with Quasar and make a game. So I did that for the final match to win this match. I was under max C. I made my opponent Alien draw 14 cards, and then I just attacked directly twice, and he didn't have any battle stoppers. So max C is not the end. As long as you know they don't have a battle stopper to go with the max C, you can just give them all the cards and then just make a game with Quasar. And then there's my token, Kurt Cobain token.
Psh, turtles are better.
So that's 15 cards for my extra deck. Space is really tight. I don't think I need any help with any card recommendations. Everything in there pretty much earned its place and is very important. So now to the side deck that I used for the event. A third max C, and this was for Burning Abyss, Shadal's, and Necroz. And I wasn't expecting the mirror. No one at my locals really plays the Synchron deck, which I think is pretty weird, because
Colossal Warrior.
I thought about playing Colossal Warrior, but the extra deck space is really tight and I can't make room for Colossal Warrior.
Okay.
Yeah. So 1 max C, 2 flying C for any Xyz deck, and mainly this is just here for Burning Abyss, so I can interrupt their plays, and for Satellar Knight, so they can't make any of their Xyz plays. And then 2 Retaliating C, which I absolutely love. And this is for Shadal's, Necroz, Infernoids. It's just a great side deck card for him.
What's the C stand for?
I don't know. And then this is my personal tech. I absolutely love it. I can't pronounce this guy's name. Kuman Goose? Kuman? Can you see that, Becky?
Kamungus?
Kamungus?
The sticky string kaiju.
Yeah, the sticky string kaiju. I absolutely love this card. It's better than Lava Golem. It's because I can tribute this to my opponent's side of the field by tributing one of their monsters, and it's treated as a special summon. Ooh. So I don't use my normal summon.
Hear that, guys? A special summon.
Yep, so what I usually use this for is to summon over a Necroz Unicorn, a Shadal Winda.
Something you can't get rid of.
Or any troublesome monster that's stopping me from going off. So I'll just give this to them, tribute over their monster, so then I'm free to go off. And I haven't wasted my normal summon, because your normal summon is really important for this deck. So I recommend any Synchron players to give this card a try, but I really like it at 2. in my side deck. And then one Dark Hole, and that's for Necroz, because I absolutely hate Unicorn. And any other deck that just likes to put up, like, Floodgate monsters. And then 2 Soul Release, which is one of my favorite side cards for a while. I sided against Infernoid, Shadal's, Burning Abyss. I basically just activate it, and I can target up to 5 cards in any graveyard. So I pretty much just banish 5 cards out of their graveyard. So I take away all of their ritual spell cards or their fusion spell cards for Shadal's. And I really like this card. And then I have 2 Book of Eclipse. And this was just for the tournament, just for the event, because I was afraid of Floodgate monsters. Like, I was afraid of Majesty's Fiend, Vanity's Fiend. So I can just activate this, put them all face down, go off, and then just kill them afterwards. So, I never got to use it because no one ever made a Floodgate monster. Like, no one ever sided in for the tournament, Vanity's Fiends or Majesty's Fiend. So, I didn't have to side these in. But in theory, they should work great. And then 3 Royal Decree, because I absolutely hate traps, and I absolutely hate stun decks, because they just fuck me over. So I just had 3 Decree. So that's pretty much the deck. I went undefeated for the tournament, got this mat, and I've been winning my locals with it too. So I really like the Synchron deck. If you guys have any suggestions for the main deck or the side deck, I really need help with the side deck. Just post them in the comments. And that's pretty much it.
All right. Well, share, comment, subscribe, whatever you need to do.